Welcome to the APUSH Now You Know podcast, and welcome to a discussion of the XYZ affair. Join us today, XYZ style, as we have guest number 1 and guest number 2. The XYZ affair was a diplomatic crisis in 1797 between the United States and France. Under President John Adams, this event was an attempt to ease tension and avoid war between these two nations. I know that in 1795, the Jay Treaty was signed. Did this have any effect on the XYZ affair?
Actually, yes. This treaty prevented the U.S. from trading with hostile nations like France. It was supposed to promote U.S. neutrality and the avoidance of a war. However, the French misinterpreted the intentions of this treaty and therefore thought that the U.S. was abandoning their alliance with the French and in turn allying with Britain. As you can see, the Jay Treaty definitely increased the tension between the United States and France, directly correlating to the XYZ affair.
Okay. I see how the Jay Treaty increased tensions between the United States and France. But how did the XYZ affair actually end up turning out?
Well, the Jay Treaty was just one attempt to avoid war between the United States and France. And since it only further strained the relationship between these nations, President John Adams decided he needed to take action in order to fix the relationship and avoid a war.
Alright, that makes sense. So, who else was all involved?
As you know, President John Adams was the main man behind this event. He sent 3 American diplomats, John Marshall, Elbridge Gerry, and Charles C. Pinckney, to France to negotiate peace with the French leaders.
While they thought they were there to negotiate peace, the French had a different plan. Upon the arrival of American diplomats in France, they were greeted with hostility. 3 French agents, now identified as X, Y, and Z, met with the American diplomats. Instead of negotiating peace, they demanded a $250,000 bribe and a $12 million loan to even speak with French Foreign Minister Talleyrand.
Wow. It's a lot of money just to speak.
So yeah, as you can see, this negotiation completely failed. And upon hearing the details of the event, the American public was raging for war. Luckily, President John Adams continued to resist a war. However, an unofficial naval war called the Quasi-War resulted between France and Britain.
Jeez. So the United States and France ever established peace?
Yep, in the 1800s, peace terms were finally agreed to at the Convention of 1800, also known as the Treaty of Mortefontaine.
Really? Is that it?
That's it. Not so much is known about the XYZ affair, but that's a brief synopsis for you.
Well, I guess that concludes this episode of the APUSH Now You Know podcast. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time on APUSH Now You Know.